back to Greenland and time to start updating and editing things to get this ready to work with MaizePlus. I have a goal today. I don't know if I'm going to achieve it. I want to say up front, this is not a tutorial. This is me actually editing the stuff as I do it. So the focus of today's video and the next few videos is going to be editing the mods that go with this save game so that it's set up to work the way I want it to work with MaizePlus. So there are a few things we need to do. We need to edit these silos. That's not today's job. They are fermenting silos, so they're in production. That sheep pen I think is okay, but there are a few animal enclosures that we do need to edit. The first one that I want to edit is this cow pasture. I want to, 1, make sure it's compatible with grazing. Pretty sure it will be. 2, take the fence away, and we're going to extend the nav mesh and the grazing area to fill this area. Looking back on original version of Greenlands, that's what this area was. I swapped the animal enclosure that was here because I didn't want the feeding robot, and so I'm going to reshape the nav mesh and the foliage area to match this piece of land, which means we need to move the stuff that's in there because otherwise it's going to be annoying. But yeah, this is, if I was going to do a tutorial of doing this sort of stuff, I would do it first off camera so I know how everything works, and then I'd come back and do it for you guys. I don't want to do that because I just want to get to playing this eventually. But I thought it might be interesting for people to watch me do it, so that's how I'm going to do this. And I don't know how much I'm going to get done in each video because I just don't know how long everything is going to take. So the other things that I need to get done, the sheep pens there are open sheep pastures. I want to reshape those so they cover a much bigger area so that they can graze. And then I have the Elk Mountain Ranch open cow pasture there. I want to set that up to work with grazing. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to build an open pasture to put there. Because I did look at it because it's a really popular one, and there were some reasons why I struggled to use it for a tutorial. So that's those moves. I think we can probably leave the bales where they are. I'm not going to include a fence when I do this edit. We'll use the game's fence building mechanic to put any fences in we need to, so we can come back and we can move these bales. So I think we basically just need to get out to Giant's editor and get to work. Really cool tutorial, which I will be using to do this, is by Shy Wizard. And I'll try and remember when I do the edit to put a link in the corner. He has a video about doing nav meshes and stuff, so I'll be using that as I go through to remind myself how to do this. So I'll see you out in the mods folder probably. So we are in My Games Farming Simulator 22. The first thing I want to do is go into the save game and see which mod we need to edit. So I've opened up the placeables file, and oh god, can't remember which breed of cow we have in there, so we're gonna have to do a bit of searching. That could be it. Yeah, brown Swiss. So it's cow barn, large, more animals, cow barn.xml. Cool. We can close that, go into mods folder. We're going to use 7-zip to unzip it. And I'm going to cut that and paste it to the desktop. That means I've only got the unzipped version that the game will load. And then I guess we dive into how do I want to do this. I'm going to go into here first, and I'm going to remove the fence because that's one of the things I want to do. actually, okay, the fence is not part of that, which is interesting. So it must be in dynamically loaded parts, maybe. Okay. Started off well. Yeah, I have not looked through this. So, I say it's not a tutorial. You're seeing me actually do this. What I'm looking for is if it loads up extra parts. Sometimes they're in separate bits. If you can see the bit that I'm missing, comment below. And see, there we go. I wonder if the fence is actually just that. So I think first job, I'm going to highlight that, edit, comment all of that out. I'm going to save and reload the game. Awesome. That first bit worked. No fence. So next job is going to be to try to grow the nav mesh and the foliage areas. And then we'll be repainting this with meadow so that they can graze from it. So let's get back out and into Giants Editor at this point. So yeah, let's actually first have a look in the XML again. I can close those from me doing the previous video. And we're going to have a look for foliage. Looks like we do have foliage areas. Cool. There we go. So just the one foliage area, that's fine because it's square. So that's going to work for us. Cool. So what I'm actually going to do is load the map.xml first. Not XML, i3D. Because we need to import the mod and get everything the right size. So if you watched my video on making grazing work on maps with custom words, actually we could just copy the nav mesh from that, couldn't we? And the foliage areas. So if I look at the foliage area, there. Yeah, we could just copy that out. Then the nav mesh will be separate, but we could do that as well, I think. We're going to try and do that. So let's close that because we can do it in XML then. If I get into placeables, it was cow barn big. No, I guess it's going to be in there. No. I guess it must be loading it up as we load the map. Sorry, I wasn't expecting it to do it this way. And I said, this is not a tutorial at all. This is me working out how to do it. Yeah, cow barn big. So I'm guessing that it's loading that in. First way to check. It includes all the gates and stuff. And those gates are missing, I think, in what we're doing, although I did delete some gates. So you're seeing the process of how I do things now. We open that up. I wonder if there's a nav mesh built into there. Yeah, so that's got the gates and stuff as well. Okay. So we can do that. How do they do their nav mesh? Do we just... Right. Cancel that. So let's open up the other one. This has got a separate nav mesh. I could just export. Yeah, so this has the nav mesh root node. So assuming that no, it's got the nav mesh there. Okay. If I compare those, they are similar but not the same. So I could just... I don't know if I can do this. Copy. No, that didn't work. Sorry, I'm thinking. And I didn't really prep enough. I'll be back. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that I'm going to see if I can swap it so that the modded cow barn that I use loads the nav mesh for the one that's built into the map, because they're based on the same shed. So what I'm thinking is that we go down to here, we get the nav mesh cows, get those two files, copy them, go across to that and paste those there. Then we to select that. Right, because this is loading the base game nav mesh up. We do that. That might sort the nav mesh out. I'm going to try that. Bear with me. Yes. That's kind of hacked it. So the cows now have a nav mesh which covers the whole area. So we just need to sort out the foliage area and we will be good. Maybe not the most helpful in terms of tutorial, but you know, it's showing you how I've done it. I could have just done that in the background. So basically what we've done is we've stolen the nav mesh from the one that should be here. So now we just need to do the foliage area. Okay, my poor laptop. I still had both copies of Giants Editor running. So what I'm wondering is what's the origin of... No, that one. No, that's the original. That's the new one. This is the one in the map. Sorry. Foliage areas. The origin is the same. That's cool. So I think I can just take the details of that and copy them across, which I can do in Notepad++. So close that and close that. And we don't want to save any of those changes. And we're going to open up that guy. And we're going to, no, we're going to open up this guy. So we're going to right click on it and open with Notepad++. And we're then going to do the same with the one that's built into the map. Okay, and we want to search for foliage. Go, and we're going to take that whole transform group. I need to get the node numbers right. So copy those. Copy that. We're going to search for the same thing. 408 to 410. Paste that in. Go. 8, 10. I save that. Close it. And go back to here. And open that up in Giants Editor. We should hopefully now see that the foliage area is much bigger. Foliage area. So, yeah. Bosh. Bosh, that looks good to me. Close that. Oh, and reload the game and see how it looks. So, we are back in the map, and what we need to do now is a bit of landscaping to paint some meadow grass down. I could bring a cedar in and plant this, and I may do that at some point. But for now, we are... Do I have... Yeah, I do. Cool. Have free landscaping on, because this otherwise would cost an insane amount of money. What we're basically going to do is put down a whole bunch of meadow, so that we can test whether the animals are going to graze off of it. The other step that I had to do to make sure that grazing would work was install grazing, because grazing didn't exist when I was playing on here before. So, yeah. That was the thing. Ah, the days before grazing, hey? But no one cared if your map and your mod had foliage areas to find. Good times. Good times. Not really. I love grazing. Yeah, so let's get this painted in. We're going to have to skip some time. Probably what I'm going to do is make sure that this works and then not save it. And I'll redo this once I'm happy with all the other changes. Basically, because I just don't want to lose the time. And it's just painting in some meadow grass, because we have a lot more to do on here. Cows probably have a load of food, so they might not even eat. The cows have a load of food, so they might not even eat. And I've not switched on MaizePlus. So I should maybe go do that as well. I'm just going to skip ahead time and see if they actually graze. So I don't want to save this. So if they do, cool. If not, we'll add MaizePlus in. MaizePlus won't make a difference to whether grazing works or not. There we go. So have a look. I don't even have easy dev tools installed. Wow. But yeah, they've taken a decent area of grass. How much did they get? Much. In theory, actually, yeah, we could make it a bit wider. Could make it a bit wider if we wanted, but for now, I'm kind of happy with that. And also for now, I'm going to call it a day here because I'm exhausted. Had quite a stressful day. Listening to my neighbours rip their bathroom out, and it's really, really drained me. I'm really noise sensitive, and they've been hammering on the wall next to me. I'm actually going to call it a day here. I might do another video on here tomorrow, and we might try and tackle this guy. I know loads of people are interested in how to make the Elk Mountain Ranch open placeable support grazing. So that, I think, is what we're going to tackle next time. So if you want to see that video and you aren't already, then subscribe and turn on notifications, and you'll get a notification when I make that video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. We do not smash like buttons. If you smash it, you have to buy me a coffee. There is a link below. And comments, questions, and suggestions, leave those below. And I will see you next time on Greenlands.